of an ad hoc historical preservation committee and encouraging...
And now, the City of Cupertino's City Manager, David Knapp.
Welcome to the CREST 2011. Thank you very much for coming. Do you like my tie? This is a tie that my sweet wife gave me for Valentine's Day. You may notice that it's red. But do you know why it's red? Well, it turns out it's red because the chemical, physical properties of this tie reflect only the red portion of the spectrum. The light that hits this tie covers the entire spectrum, but you're only seeing the red because that's the one that it reflects. In other words, the way we know this tie is by what it gives back. It gives back red. Well, it turns out as people, we are known by what we give back. And tonight, we're here to honor people that give back a great deal. And they make Cupertino the great place that it is to live. And I'm honored tonight to introduce our Honorable Mayor, Gilbert Wong, who knows a thing or two about giving back to the community. Mayor Gilbert Wong.
Good evening. Hello, I'm Gilbert Wong, Mayor of the City of Cupertino, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here to the evening of the 2011 CREST Award. The CREST Award are one of my favorite events. This is when we get to recognize some of the remarkable people who live in our community. One of the things I've discovered is that people who are doing the best work are also the same people who hate to be recognized. Because the City Council made the presentations each year, most people believe that they were chosen by us, but actually it's chosen by the community. The community makes the selection, and then the commissioners actually select the winners. I'm also very honored to be a recipient of the CREST Awards myself. And as a council member, I'm very honored to be here to recognize this year's 2011 batch of winners. So let me start with the first CREST Award winner, Bob Adams, and let's roll the video, please.
As a certified financial planner, Bob Adams is an accessible, hard-working organizer who knows how to solve problems and manage multiple projects. As a community volunteer, he is all that and more. Just as his business clients put their trust in Bob's abilities, so also do the local nonprofit agencies he serves so effectively. He plays an active role in the Cupertino Chamber of Commerce and was named 2010 Ambassador of the Year. Now president of the Silicon Valley chapter of the Financial Planning Association Board of Directors, he chairs the group's annual food drive to benefit West Valley Community Services, a project he founded 4 years ago. Bob is also vice president of the Cupertino Library Foundation Board, and last year took charge of several board activities, including the Silicon Valley Reads Project, the Teen Room Task Force, and the Investment and Event Sponsorship Committees. It's lucky he's so skilled in time management, because in addition to all this, he's also immersed in Rotary Club events, chairing or co-chairing the Golf Tournament Hole-in-One Committee and the Quarterly Food Drive, lending a hand with the Fall Fest, the Crab Feed, and too many community service projects to count. In his professional capacity, Bob provides career counseling to aspiring financial planning students and gives pro bono retirement presentations to city residents. Rather than separating his business from his volunteer work, Bob blends the two. He parlays his on-the-job skills into equally successful volunteer efforts for maximum positive impact on the Cupertino community.
It is my honor to call up Bob Adams. Before becoming the founder of the sole proprietor of this certified financial planning company, he worked at Hewlett-Packard for more than 20 years in the software development and the manager for IT and marketing devices. He also has become the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors since 2003 and held a lot of positions, and that's how I got to know Bob for his hard work in the Cupertino Chamber of Commerce. He also contributed a book that was called So You Want to Become a Financial Planner, and the 6th edition of the book will be available on Amazon later this year. I want to kind of put a personal note that I got to know Bob not only through the chamber, but also through his work through the library foundation. He put his heart in both the chamber and through the library, and it's my honor to present the 2011 CREST Award to Bob Adams. Also, we have many proclamations that were given by many elected officials, including the mayor and the city council of Cupertino, the Santa Cruz County Board of Supervisors, State Assembly Member Paul Fong, State Senator Joe Simidian, and also Congressman Mike Honda. So, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, and I think I'm going to have to put a new wing on the house now. By the way, for all the future folks to come up here, you have to stand in the box over here, which I thought was rather humorous. Thank you. Well, thank you for your kind words, Gilbert. I'd also like to begin by thanking the filming crew. That was a fabulous deal. I really appreciate it. I know Ray and Robert did a great job. Let's give them all a hand because they've got 8 more coming up as well. Now, as many of you know, Rotary's motto is service above self. And that's something that I very much believe in. I think it's very important. I think that volunteerism is a team sport. That's a sport that we play very well in Cupertino. So I have a challenge for all of you, and that is to keep up the good work, keep up volunteering yourself. I know I will. Thank you.
The next recipient tonight is Vicky Tsai, and let's roll the tape, please.
When it comes to community involvement, Vicky Tsai is all business. A dynamic member of the Cupertino Chamber of Commerce for 23 years, Vicky is credited with a long list of achievements, particularly her efforts to raise the profile of Asian American businesses in the local community. Last year, she chaired the Chamber's Asian American Business Council, a group she has helped lead for more than 10 years. In addition, she served as special events chair for the Chamber, overseeing a number of multicultural festivals, including the Lunar New Year celebration. She was also a key figure in the Diwali Festival, the Taste of Cupertino, the Star Awards ceremony, and is a founding member of the Cupertino Chamber's Connect Club 1. Vicky juggles her volunteer work with the day-to-day management of her successful dry cleaning business, which has been recognized for its progressive, eco-friendly operations. In 2010, her concern for other business professionals who have lost their jobs to the weak economy fueled a desire to help. So she organized and personally conducted a seminar in Mandarin called Should I Start a Business? Her goal was to encourage the talented unemployed by suggesting the possibility that they work for themselves. A native of Taiwan, Vicky is a model for all aspiring business owners. Her unique brand of customer service extends from the counter in her shop all the way into the heart of the Cupertino community.
It is my honor to call up Vicky Tsai. also have known Vicky Tsai for over the past 10 years, and again through the role of the Cupertino Chamber of Commerce. She has been very active in the Chamber of Commerce for over 20 years, from being director all the way to the board of directors, and we almost snatched her as a president maybe someday of the Chamber. She has given very much to the community. Also, she has her own business, which is a dry cleaning pro business, and has been a small business owner. And as you can see from the tape, she also has been helping new immigrants getting more involved in the community. It is my honor to present this year's CREST Award to Vicky Tsai. And also, we have proclamations from the city, county, state, and federal as well, too. Vicky, why don't you come and say a few words?
Thank you, Mayor Wang, and the member of CREST Award community for your very kind words. CREST Award is indeed a very special honor. I have lived and worked in Cupertino for 30 years and love every minute of it. I hope I can give back to the community just a fraction of whatever I have received from this wonderful community. As I look around the audience, all of the individual has been giving so many hours of service. I expect next year we'll be able to out there celebrate honoring one of you. And I would like to give a warm thank you to some of the organizations, especially Cupertino Chamber of Commerce and Rotary Club of Cupertino. Give me the opportunity to serve them. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicky Tsai. It is now my honor to call up my colleague, Vice Mayor Mark Central.
So I've been told there's a slight discrepancy in your program. I'm going to have the honor of presenting two awards, one to the Better Part, the senior TV show, and the other to Fran Ellis. And my understanding is that we're actually backwards in order, and we're going to roll the tape first for Fran Ellis.
Symbolic of the lovely cherry trees in Memorial Park, the Cupertino Toyokawa Sister City program has been blossoming for more than 3 decades. And for 20 of those years, Fran Ellis has been nurturing and promoting the growth of friendship between our two cities. A stalwart member of the Sister City organization, she has devoted countless hours of volunteer work to the annual Cherry Blossom Festival. For the past 7 years, she served as chairperson for all food booths, coordinating the array of Japanese edibles and locating nonprofit sponsors to operate the booths. She also takes responsibility for ensuring that each food booth passes county health department and fire safety inspections. In addition to her festival duties, Fran has also spent 4 years as treasurer of the Sister City program. For the past 5 years, she has chaired the annual Toyokawa Student Delegation Barbecue, and she and her husband Jerry often host Toyokawa visitors in their home. As a board member of the Nihonmachi Outreach Committee, she is dedicated to educating others about the internment of Japanese Americans during the war. The Cupertino Toyokawa Sister City program celebrates the peace and friendship of two cultures once at odds. And that's a celebration that Fran Ellis continues to embrace with all her heart.
It's now my honor to welcome Fran Ellis to the stage. I actually know Fran through the Sister City organization. Fran is actually going to try to even get out of the box. That's why I want to let her know where it is, because she doesn't like to get in front of crowds and speak. And so I'll try to get a few words out of her. But Fran is a very hard worker, always very quiet and polite, very professional, gets her work done. She's just wonderful. She's also been involved with the Tournament of the Bands for, I think, 15 years or something like that. She worked for the Cupertino Union School District. And Earl Anthony and Dick Weber need to be careful because she's a star bowler, even though she's not going to take what her average is. So it's my honor to give, and she's also been super involved. I think the tape didn't cover how much the Sister City program actually does and how involved she is, but I want to thank her very much for that. It's my honor to award the CREST Award to Fran Ellis.
I just would like to say that this is such a great honor, and I appreciate whoever nominated me, and I know who they are. And I thank the city for selecting me, and I hope I can continue to do well by the Sister City Committee and the Cherry Blossom Festival. Thank you very much.
So it's my honor to present the next award to the better part. Can we roll the tape, please?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
They're innovative, creative, and fearless in the face of challenge. Their work is demanding, but they've got the energy and engagement to make it productive, and they know how to have fun. If you think that sounds like one of Silicon Valley's ubiquitous youth-driven startups, guess again. We're talking about the Cupertino Senior TV Production Group, a team of lively volunteers, all of a certain age. Known as The Better Part, this group has been producing award-winning public access television shows every week of every year for more than 27 years. It's the longest-running public access show in Cupertino. In October, the team's current 24 members reached a milestone. They aired their 1,000th show. From audio to video editing, from directing to camera work, each show is entirely developed by the Better Part volunteers, most of whom began with little to no experience in television production. Their goal is to create programming that benefits the Cupertino community, especially other seniors. Topics are informative and often entertaining, covering such diverse areas as consumer protection, medical breakthroughs, gardening, history, elections, food, and travel. Like its members, the volunteer group has weathered the storms of change. They've successfully transitioned from analog to digital format. They found a new studio in Mountain View when De Anza College closed the one they used for 20 years. And in the face of losing longtime members, they enthusiastically recruit like-minded seniors who know how to enjoy life and to make it meaningful, for themselves and for others.
It's now my honor to welcome the members of the Better Part to the stage. Come on. You got to love these guys. It's very typical. They always trying to get me on camera, but when they have to be on camera, none of them want to come up here. And you'll notice our crew, only them would point out the change from analog to digital format in the tape. So 1,000 shows is absolutely astonishing, just and impressive. Every time I hear the number, I think it's a typo. It's just amazing. You can see the Better Part, by the way, on Channel 15 on cable and also on AT&T on Channel 99 if you have that. And since there's so many people here, I'm going to let, I think Myrna's going to speak for the group. Is that correct?
Yes,
so,
I am, but I'd like everyone here to
Myrna?
just say your name.
Okay. Do we have another slide?
Here you go. Say who you are.
Diane Sparks.
Beverly Siegel. And you can also see us on YouTube.
Yes.
Reno Kosla.
Phil Lenahan, and you can see our programs from Half Moon Bay down to San Juan Bautista.
Billy Atwood. I'm Susan Mann.
Vesta Walden.
I'm Charles Bedourde.
I'm Bill Mannion, and we're always looking for new members. We meet at Cupertino Senior Center Tuesday mornings at 9:30. Love to see you there.
I'm Ron Moore. We all tried to fit in the box, but we couldn't do it.
And I'm Chuck Johnson.
Okay, so they're camera shy, but they're not video or audio shy.
Oh. Well, because I'm president, I've got to do all this work because I don't like to be up here myself. But on behalf of the Better Part, we are proud to be a recipient of the CREST Award. Without the support of the City of Cupertino and the Cupertino Senior Center, the Better Part would not be here. So we thank you all, and Linda, thank you for nominating us, and thanks everybody.
And I kind of forgot these last time for Fran, but there's like there's a huge stack of proclamations which we haven't been reading because there's so many of them from the state and various people.
Oh, thank you. We'll pass them around. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Okay, so next it's my honor to invite up someone who actually does look good in front of the camera and is better at it than me, Councilman Orrin Mahoney.
I don't know about that. It's my pleasure tonight to introduce our next recipient, and that's Gladys Maiden. And if we can have the roll in, please.
Nike must have had Gladys Maiden in mind when it came up with its familiar corporate slogan, "Just Do It," because that's been the philosophy of this quiet, unassuming volunteer ever since she became involved in the Friends of the Cupertino Library some 30 years ago. Back in the 1970s, the Friends thought of disbanding. Several members were entering their golden years and the group wasn't sure it could continue. But Gladys, with her calm, can-do attitude, committed to taking on the bulk of the work and to recruiting more members. She was the glue that held the group together, and today the Friends are an indispensable library resource. Gladys works behind the scenes at the Cupertino Library several days a week, a habit she developed over the course of 3 decades. She devotes hundreds of hours each year collecting, sorting, pricing, and grouping books for the Friends fundraising sales. In Cupertino, residents donate thousands of books, with boxes sometimes reaching as high as the ceiling. Each of those volumes, from classics to cookbooks, must be processed before they're offered back to the community during the sales. Currently serving as book sale co-chair, a position she's been in many times before, Gladys has held almost every office in the Friends organization. But no matter what role she plays, she just does it. She gets the job done.
Stand in the magic box there. So Gladys, like a lot of the other recipients, is a long-term Cupertino resident. She and her husband have lived in Cupertino more than 30 years. In addition to work for the Friends of the Library, she also cares for her mother, who's 90-plus years old and takes quite a bit of time. But in spite of that, Gladys continues to put in many, many volunteer hours. Lest we underestimate what the Friends of the Library can do, between their book sales and their other fundraising efforts led by volunteers like Gladys, the group contributed nearly $100,000 for furnishings back when the library was first built. So again, thank you very much, Gladys. And here's your, where did you want?
Well, thank you to all in the city and to who nominated me. And I cannot, of course, do any of this without all the help we've had with the Friends, all our members. And it is a wonderful honor. Thank you again.
And of course, we have all our certificates from all our elected officials as well. So again, thank you very much for all that you do.
Thank you.
And our next honoree tonight is Pecko. And Roland, please.
The food pantry at West Valley Community Services may not always be fully stocked, but there's no shortage within it of dignity and respect. Pat Pecko, food pantry volunteer extraordinaire, makes sure of that. During the past 2 years, Pat has logged more than 500 hours of service in the pantry. She greets every client with the same warmth and hospitality that she would a guest in her own home. And she works hard to maintain the same level of cleanliness and order found in the pantries of the most meticulous homemakers. Because it has no budget for food pantry items, WVCS relies on in-kind donations from individuals, food drives, grocery stores, and other agencies. When the pantry runs short on such things as trash bags and cleaning supplies, Pat herself often buys and contributes the needed items. She takes pride in helping the pantry run smoothly and gives willingly in every possible way. Known for her dedication and strong work ethic, Pat is often asked to help train other volunteers and to provide valuable advice to the staff on ways to improve the food pantry program. In spite of a demanding career in the field of legal administration, Pat always makes time for volunteering. And the qualities that bring success on the job also serve WVCS well. Every time she steps into the food pantry, Pat brings with her a generosity of spirit, an attention to detail, and a sincere desire to improve the lives of others through simple nourishment of mind, body, and soul.
Great. So I think one of the things tonight, besides the individual recipients, is that the theme of the organizations, the strong organizations we have here in Cupertino, from West Valley Community Services, Friends of the Library, all of the other organizations that do so much for the community and make this a great place to live and work. Unlike some of us that are kind of retired and get to do a lot of volunteer stuff, to do the volunteer stuff that you do while you still have a full-time job says something to me, at least. I definitely didn't do that much when I was still working. And especially now, I guess you have a new job up in San Francisco that's going to make things even more challenging to put in your volunteer hours. Pat is originally from New York, and she and her husband, Donald, and their 2 sons have lived in Cupertino for over 20 years. And she recently became a grandmother for the first time, and having been a grandfather now 3 times over, I'm sure you're going to enjoy that. Besides the West Valley Community Services activities, Pat is very active in the Community Block Leader Program, and a CERT program, and a personal emergency preparedness program, which she has hosted in her home as well. So again, Pat, thank you very much for all that you do, and here's your award. And we'd like to hear from you.
I got a text from my son tonight. Mom is trending on Twitter. Evidently, they had posted an article about this award, and it's somewhat embarrassing for me. I need to put a face on hunger, even in a community like Cupertino. We do have people in this community that do need food and housing, and the West Valley Community Services is an excellent organization for that. But I don't stand here alone. The people that run that program are just outstanding. Paul, Naomi, Michelle, I can't see everybody out there. It's just been a remarkable experience for me. And also thank you to all the merchants that donate food, all the grocers, the department stores. It would not run without you, and I'm very much appreciative. Thank you.
Don't go away without all your... You can post those on Facebook as well. And now it's my honor to bring up a friend and fellow council member, Barry Chang.
It's my honor to give the award to Nancy Coss-Fitzwater. The word, the prayer, please.
Nancy Coss-Fitzwater likes to stay busy. In fact, she likes being busy so much there's probably no program at West Valley Community Services in which she isn't actively involved. Last year, in only 9 months, her dedication to the work of WVCS translated into more than 250 hours of service, more than any other WVCS volunteer during the entire 2010 year. Nancy came on board in April when she was assigned to the agency's Community Resource Department. There, she helped streamline its donor response process, taking responsibility for weekly duties. But this didn't keep her busy enough, so she asked for additional projects. The annual golf tournament benefited from her tireless efforts, and then the fledgling Taste of Compassion program got a hefty dose of Nancy's energy. On her growing to-do list, she added the task of managing phone reservations for the restaurant fundraising program, which has flourished under her special care and devotion. Still, she wanted to do more, so for every special event, Nancy was there. Back to school shopping spree? Check. Thanksgiving and holiday events? Check. Need someone to make tax assistance appointments? Nancy volunteered. Someone to help with the dinner on a dime program? Nancy raised her hand. WVCS staff members are awed by this volunteer's rare combination of skill, motivation, sincerity, and hard work. And they still can't help wondering, is she busy enough now?
You saw the tape, every volunteer, she checked, right? Not only she checked, she was so energetic, she brought the whole family. So her daughter Paige is here, her husband Tom, you want to stand up? And her son Blake is at UC Davis taking the final, so he cannot be here. Otherwise, you probably will bring him here too, right? So Nancy she told me after working for 35 years, retire, she can do whatever she wants. But she spent a lot of time on the volunteer, and then taking care of the family, and so especially on the West Valley community service, you really put up a lot of time. Thank you very much. So here's the award.
Well, it's very nice to be recognized. It's truly a privilege to work with the staff at West Valley Community Services. They're very dedicated and do a great job for the community. It's also nice to feel like what I do in my small way can help those people who are clients of West Valley. And I think I echo most of the volunteers that have gotten up here tonight in feeling that we get more than we give. Again, thank you.
Nancy, you also get a lot of proclamation from local, state, and federal.
Thank you.
Thank you, sure. Next one is a pair. So I would really honored to give the award to Janet Hedley and Anna Weber. Can we roll the tape, please?
Education and environment, two critical issues that governments throughout the state are grappling with. But at Krista McAuliffe School, a single pair of energetic parent volunteers is successfully advancing both of those concerns. Janet Hedley and Anna Weber are the talented team that has spent countless hours instilling their passion for environmental stewardship within the hearts and minds of students, parents, and staff at the K-8 school. Working with the site's garbage collectors, the women created a recycling program, which has been so successful that only 10% of the school's waste now ends up in the landfill. Last year, 80% of the waste was thrown away. Janet and Anna decided it wasn't enough to recycle 90% of the school's garbage. They now receive compost made from the recycled materials, compost used for a landscaping project they've started. This garden provides hands-on learning about water, soil, and rain issues, and uses drought-tolerant native plants. Dedicated to ecological learning, the two volunteers sponsor a lunchtime environmental club for McAuliffe students at all grade levels, and they teach a green elective class for upper grades. Between them, they have 11 years of combined volunteer service at the school. Because of their efforts, the McAuliffe community is both greener and wiser, an inspiring example for both California educators and legislators.
Janet has worked at the McAuliffe for 7 years, right? Yeah. And then Anna has been working there for 4 years. And I asked their family, their whole family is here now. So can you wave your hand? Thank you. Janet had a degree in chemistry. Right? In chemistry. Oh no, Anna has a degree in the chemistry, and then Janet has a post degree in the conservation. They both care about the environmental so much. They want to see the future be sustainable, and care about how we take care of the environment, so we can live for our children to come, and they can enjoy what we've been enjoying. So come over and. This one for Anna.
Thank you.
This one for Janet.
Thank you so much.
Say a few words.
Thank you, I'd love to.
Sure.
So firstly, we'd like to say thank you to the City of Cupertino for giving us this CREST Award and for recognising all of the work that we've done this year. It's been a very exciting and green year at Christopher McAuliffe School. Our whole community has become more environmentally aware, and we've watched the students feel empowered and take pride in environmental stewardship as they've worked together on environmental projects like the recycling system, the new system we put into place, you saw on the video, and our native plant garden too. We've got lots of ideas for the future, lots of plans for more green projects at McAuliffe, and we also hope that our school will inspire other schools and other organisations to go green. So thank you once again, and I'd like to hand it over to Anna to say a couple of words.
Hi everyone. I'd just like to say that Christopher McAuliffe School is a very special place where students, teachers, and parents work collaboratively on a daily basis. And it's because of this collaborative effort that we've been able to do what we do at school to help our school go green and to help our students learn how to protect our environment as well. We are the co-chairs of the Green Team, and the success of our school going green is really with the enthusiastic support and participation of everyone. And we would like to accept this award on behalf of the whole community of students, teachers, staff, administration, and families. I'd also like to say thank you to Louise Ostroff, our principal, for being extremely supportive and for really helping our school go green. So thank you, Louise. And I'd also like to thank our families for their patience and their support and their encouragement for allowing us to volunteer as much as we do at school. Thank you.
Just to let you know, my son went to McAuliffe School when he was a 5th grader too. When I talk to Anna and Janet, they say, don't go too political. As a political figure, how political I am, so I will mention it not when they're on the stage, but I did talk to a couple group people about the single use of plastic, so I'll work with the council member to see if we can bring it up, because I think that's really do quite a lot of damage to the environment. We need to do something about the single-use plastic. And the next one, I have the honor to bring back the Mayor Wang, and he will introduce my good friend Han Wei. Even yesterday, he's still teaching me, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I'm learning always from her. Thank you.
I was talking to Council Member Ori Mahoney earlier, and he said that you're very lucky. And he says, why? I was very fortunate to introduce 3 Rotarians tonight. It's my honor to bring up the 3rd Rotarian, which is not yet, to introduce Hung Wei. And let's roll the tape, please.
Right now, we're just going to do the long version, and then we'll put it in the package.
Hung Wei finds joy in helping high school students pursue their passions. And as for Hung's own passions, those would be the teenagers themselves. Current Vice President of the Fremont Union High School District Board of Trustees, Hung is an enthusiastic volunteer whose work is primarily centered on the youth of this community. About 6 years ago, she founded a student-run newsletter at Monte Vista High School called Verdadera, meaning truth, to give students an outlet for honest, unedited expression. When her youngest child graduated 3 years ago, she continued her role as advisor to the publication. Hung also continues to volunteer for the school's annual Senior All-Night Party and for Monte Vista fundraising events such as the Script Program and the yearly auction. She's a member of the FUHSD Foundation, the district's fundraising arm, and she's on the boards of the Asian American Parent Association, Rotary Club, and Northwest YMCA. Last year, she co-chaired the Y's annual Bridge to Health Run in the fall. The recurring theme in all of her volunteer work is her love for and dedication to Cupertino's young people. She champions an educational curriculum that gives them not only academic know-how, but also the tools they need for their social and emotional development. In turn, local teenagers see Hung as someone who accepts and cares about them, someone who is always willing to listen and to share with them the gifts of affection, patience, and empathy.
As you can see, Hung Wei is very loved in the community. She's almost like a super volunteer. She came to UCLA from Taiwan in 1979, where she earned her master's degree in teaching English as a second language. She volunteered in every local school of her children attending, taking leadership roles in such organizations as PTA and school site councils. In addition to her current work at the Fremont Union High School District Board and her other volunteer activities, she is active as a member of the Rotary Club, where she co-chaired the group a Global Elegance event, chaired the club's service committee, and actively participated in many services projects sponsored by the Rotary. I also call Hung Wei my friend, and everything that she does, you ask her, she never says no. And she's always excites you and always gives back to the community. Before I give this award, I want to just again acknowledge all the different proclamations that we got from the different organizations, including the City of Cupertino Council, the Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors, Congressman Mike Honda, State Senator Paul Fong, and State Senator Joe Simiti. And it's my honor to give this CREST Award to my friend, Hung Wei.
Wow, I've never seen so much of me in such a short period of time. It's a little scary. And thanks, Ray and Robert, for following all of us in making such wonderful tapes. And I'm sure it saved councilmen a lot of memory of what we have done, right? A house is not a home until we have people who love each other living there. And the city is not our hometown until we have friends, relatives, and also neighbors and residents who care about each other. I am so honored to call Cupertino City of Cupertino my hometown. And on the way of my volunteering, I've made so many friends, friends from the elementary, middle schools, and high schools, from the foundations, from the school district, from my line dance ladies who keep me healthy and happy, and from my Verdadera students, they teach me so much, and from my relatives and my nieces and nephews, and especially my 2 sons. And my one son is here, Dustin. He flew back from New York. Thanks, Dustin. And I want to thank you 3 people especially. My husband, Tsai Wei, my friends call him the invisible person, but he's always been behind me. He's never asked me where I've been or what I've done or where his money goes. And so I really want to take this opportunity to thank him. He's not here. He's in Taiwan. And I want to thank my parents, who's not here either, because they don't speak English, but they at age 92, my father's 92, my mother's going to be 80. They still take care of me. I have never cooked for 12 years since they moved to the U.S. So I'd like to thank all these friends and families who supported me. My love for them and their love for me is the source of where I draw my courage and my dedication to this community and to the teens. And I could have not done it with all of you. So I'm sharing this award with all my friends and families, all the residents of Cupertino. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So not to outdo the city manager, I also want to say that this tie also has a special meaning to me because my two children, Ellis and Emily, gave me this tie for my birthday. But I don't know why they picked this color, purple. But I guess it's pretty and it looks good on Daddy. Each and every one of the CREST Award winners tonight has helped to make Cupertino a wonderful place to live, work, and play. Please join me once again to give a warm round of applause to all of our recipients. Thank you.